Hello and welcome to SKB Shots. Spin bowling అనేది క్రికెట్లో ది మోస్ట్ బ్యూటిఫుల్ థింగ్. బ్యాట్స్మెన్ని బౌల్తో కొట్టించడం, వికెట్లు తీయడం, మ్యాచ్ గెలవడం, సిరీస్ గెలవడం, టోర్నమెంట్లో గెలిపించడం. అడుగు పెడుతున్న సెన్సేషన్ అండ్ ఇండియాకి వన్ ఆఫ్ ది మోస్ట్ మెమరబుల్ విక్టరీస్ ఆన్ ఫారెన్ సాయిల్. బెన్సన్ అండ్ ఎడ్జెస్ ట్రోఫీని గెలిపించారు లక్ష్మణ్ శివరామకృష్ణన్. ఆయన బ్యూటిఫుల్ స్పిన్ బౌలర్ అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం అంతే మంచి అనలిస్ట్ కూడా. ఆయన మనతో ఉన్నారు, ఆయనతో మాట్లాడదాం. సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ ఫర్ డూయింగ్ దిస్ విత్ మీ.
మై ప్లెజర్.
Sir, at a very young age, you became India's biggest sensation and you won the tournament for us. I understand, jubilation aside, but how did you allow the moment and the victory to sink in at that point of time?
See, what happened was India lost the Test series and the One-Day series to England before going to Australia. And there were 6 changes in the side. From the 1983 World Cup to the 1985 World Championship, there were 6 changes. So, which means a lot of young players came in. And I did not play a one-day international before that. I was picked for the first time. And I was very, very surprised that I was picked for the one-day side. So on the flight, I asked Ravi Shastri that, why am I in this team? Because I have not played a one-day match before this. It was Roger Binney, Ravi Shastri and me sitting together. So Ravi Shastri said, baby, we are coming later in the year for a test series. They want you to have a feel of the conditions. So I went through the practice sessions and then Gavaskar told me to bowl only for 30 minutes. And not bowl my variations. So he just told me those instructions and he was so senior to me and my captain, I didn't ask him why, I just followed whatever he said. So eventually that World Championship was really a turning point.
Right, and you really turned things on your side.
Yeah, turned things because I did not know, like I said before, I did not know I was going to play. But then the day before the first match, which was India-Pakistan at Melbourne, again, we were expecting a big crowd, a lot of pressure, but I was quite relaxed because I thought I was not playing. Because Shastri told me I'm not playing. So after the nets, Mr. Gavaskar came and told me that let's go out for lunch, you, Ravi, Shastri and me. So we went out for lunch and then he told me what field you'd like to bowl to.
Right.
So I looked at Ravi and I was thinking, you said I'm not going to play. Here he is asking me, captain is asking me what field you want to bowl to tomorrow. So I said, give me 5 minutes or 10 minutes because this is what Ravi told me and I was not mentally prepared to play. So let me think and then answer you. I don't want to answer just for the sake of answering. So I took my 5-10 minutes and then I told him about the field that I want. He said, okay, that's fine, everything. But between you two, luckily what happened in those days was we were sharing rooms.
Right.
Nobody had individual rooms. So Ravi Shastri and me being good friends over a number of years, we were sharing rooms at that point of time. That also helped in a lot of ways. So he told both of us, in between the 20 overs that you bowl, 10 overs from Ravi, 10 overs from me, even if you concede 80 to 100 runs, which was quite a lot at that point of time, because 250 was a winning score. So he said 80 to 100 runs even if you give, it's okay. But I want 4 or 5 wickets.
Right.
So I want you to pick up wickets in the middle order. These are big grounds, they'll go after you, they can't clear the boundary. So he told me, you bowl with a lot of freedom, 10 overs, 50 runs, no problem, 2-3 wickets. I want you to, in that 60 ball, 2-3 wickets I want. So that clicked for us. In my first match against Pakistan itself, I got 2 wickets and Ravi got a couple of wickets. I got Zaire Abbas, cotton bowled, he was my first wicket, so big wickets to start with. So I think the planning was really good. Right. Because Gavaskar did not put pressure on me just before the match. He allowed me to prepare. And the reason I asked him that, why did you ask me to bowl only for half an hour and not bowl my variations and go away? He said, these Australians are very cunning. They'll have cameras everywhere to find out your variations. They'll be filming you. That's why I told you bowl for half an hour, no variations, and you go and do your fielding practice or fitness. So it was very clever on the part of the captain. And it was planned very well. Right. In fact, it was planned so well that every time Ravi and me bowled together, we got 4 or 5 wickets. And apart from the finals, all the teams were all out against us.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Even in the finals, there were 9 wickets down.
Right. So, that's what I wanted to ask you, because you are a Brahmastra at a very young age with minimal experience of first-class cricket or one-day internationals. And then now you see where there is a lot of focus on spin bowling, but in India per se, somehow we are not developing leg spinners post Anil Kumble, because we have not seen any leg spinner bowling in test matches. So how do you look at this kind of situation where there were many, and then there were match winners who were leg spinners, and then we are finding a dearth of leg spinners?
See, there are 2 reasons. One is the leg spinners are quite happy playing white ball cricket.
Right.
Playing white ball cricket, you have 5 fielders on the boundary in T20 games. And if you're bowling between the 11th and the 40th over in a one-day international 50-over game, you get 4 fielders on the boundary. So these people don't develop the art of having slip, silly point, forward, short leg. 3 men round the bat and bowling.
Right.
They are used to bowling defensively with people on the boundary. And that can happen only in T20. Even in one-day format, when there are 4 fielders outside the boundary line, outside the inner circle, they are still struggling. That's why Chahal, take a lot of leg spinners. There are 2 leg spinners and each and every side of a T20 game. But when you go into a 50-over game where you have to bowl 10 overs instead of 4 overs, it becomes totally different. Now, how the 50-over game has become is a shortened version of Test match.
Yeah.
It's not an extended version of T20.
Times have changed.
So T20 has become that even that 4 overs you bowl in 2 spells. So before the batsman can read you, he has to hit you.
Correct.
And there are fielders on the boundary. So that's how they get wickets. But for you to bowl with a slip, gully, silly point, forward, short leg, you need to have control over your bowling. Only if you can bowl on a length, line and length, ball after ball after ball after ball, then can you have those close-on fielders. Now, because they play so much of white ball cricket and T20 cricket in particular, because their spinners can turn the ball a little bit naturally, and there is a deviation of the pitch, and the batsmen are looking to hit every ball, they make mistakes and get out.
Right.
So while they are stars in T20, like you mentioned, I don't see a single leg spinner playing in Test match cricket.
Right.
And people who come to me for coaching, they only want to play IPL. Nobody wants to play Test match cricket, which is sad, very sad.
Right. And you were very excuse me. You were very vocal about the usage of Kuldeep Yadav in the first Test match. You mentioned it in commentary. You mentioned it on your Twitter. So you were very aghast with the way the field was set up for Kuldeep Yadav. So
absolutely. If I am playing Test match after a long time, and the first innings when the pitch is not deteriorated so much, quite fresh for batting, I get my best bowling analysis. Right. And you bring me for the first 7 overs, you use me in 3 spells, I'll be really upset with you. If I'm upset with the captain and the coach, it is going to show on my temperament.
Right.
Once it shows on my temperament, I start bowling desperately. Every over given to me, I'm going to bowl for a wicket. I'm not bowling to settle down. I'm going to bowl for a wicket because I don't know if I'll get another over. But if I get on a wicket, I can be certain of getting another over.
Correct.
So you're putting your young spinner in a situation where he has to bowl desperately.
Especially when he's making a comeback.
When he's making a comeback.
He's already having 5 wicket haul.
Yeah, the senior bowlers like Ashwin and Akshar Patel. Akshar Patel can be a dangerous bowler. But when you have 500 runs to defend, 500 and more runs to defend, you bring in Kuldeep, you bring in Siraj, they are strike bowlers, give them a long spell. There is a good chance for Kuldeep to get 5 wickets in each innings and get 10 wickets in the match. It's like 100 in each innings for a batsman.
Right.
And the field that they set for Saqib Al Hasan on the last day was unbelievable. As though Don Bradman was batting on 190. Now, if the team management think that they can't get Saqib Al Hasan out, how are they going to get better batsmen out?
Correct.
How can a bowler or a captain think that they can't get one batsman out at the start of the day? That is quite ridiculous. We never played cricket that way.
Right.
And it's very sad to see cricket being played this way.
Right. Especially, sir, this is a very important statement that came from you with respect to how a spinner is treated by the captain. Vis-a-vis how Gavaskar, sir, actually got you. And
Yeah, you can see the difference, Gavaskar wanted wickets. Here they are saying keep it tight, he'll play a bad shot and get out.
Right.
Good batsmen won't play bad shots. Once he settles, he'll milk you and get big runs.
Right.
That's why in India you see, over a number of years, the new ball bowlers have taken early wickets.
Correct.
But the lower order batsmen from the opposition have got partnerships. Because the fast bowlers get tired. You've not used your spinners properly in India. So when they go overseas and they have to bowl a long spell, they are unable to bowl a long spell.
Correct.
In India, if you don't bowl a long spell, see boss, all said and done, Ashwin is 36.
Correct.
You have to start investing in a young spinner. And when I say spin, somebody who's able to turn the ball.
Correct.
And we don't have a right arm wrist spinner who can turn the ball.
Correct.
We have only a left arm wrist spinner, Kuldeep, who can turn the ball. If you don't use him properly, you will kill his talent also.
Correct. And now, sir, the way England is playing Test cricket, they are going after the bowlers, and wrist spinners become even more important. You have seen what Pakistan leg spinner has done, what England leg spinner has done, what wrist spinners have done, because England have been developing wrist spinners. India only have one presently, and as you said, they're more interested in playing white ball cricket, more interested in playing IPL. So how do we actually say that the land of spin bowling is only producing one wrist spinner in this current scenario?
See, it's a situation where somebody has to take a call. See, if I was in that situation, I'll want to play IPL.
Right.
Okay. Suppose I would also want to play for IPL, I'd also want to play test match cricket, I'd also want to play one day cricket. So I want to play all formats. But how you can adjust that is, what is the likely compensation I get for IPL? You give it to me.
Yeah.
You've done it in the way of coaches.
Correct.
Huh?
Got it.
So if I'm likely to get 5 crores in IPL, you give it to me and I will sit at home, I'll rest, I'll work on my red ball cricket.
Correct.
So why can't they do it? Simply for the betterment of Indian test match side.
Right.
Whoever's a good test match bowler, if he is going to play IPL before a big series and get tired, you tell him you take rest, you train, go to the NCA and train. You have people working at the NCA. NCA is open 365 days, 24/7. Let your test cricketers go and harness their talent there.
Right.
So you don't have, you have more than enough money to pay them whatever they might have got from IPL.
True.
So that they can do.
Right. This is a proper investment in channeling your investment.
Yeah,
in such a way
he
that-
gets his money.
Right.
There is no pressure.
Right.
There is no wear and tear on the body. And he also lasts longer for you in the longer version of the game.
Which is what is more important
Yeah.
for us currently. And sir, one more thing, which is a very interesting thing now. We have seen spinners helping the batters, especially you in 2001. You have helped Sachin Tendulkar to play Shane Warne from the rough and all. Now we are seeing Indian spinners getting out to spin. They're getting vulnerable to spin. So this combination of the spinners helping the batters, is this working out, or is this a way to go forward? Is this a way to get back the original trend of...
No, first of all, I must say Sachin was a humble person to ask me to come and bowl to him. Nowadays, very frankly, I think because of the bubble or whatever that started in 2020, I don't think the cricketers come and talk to the commentators who are former cricketers. Okay, they are in their own world. First of all, that. Secondly, I don't think anybody goes and seeks help.
Right.
And there are comments made like process, intent. The first match against Bangladesh, we never saw a process and intent. See, boss, in our time, you had to be ready to play international cricket to get a game. Now you play international game to get practice, to see if you're ready for international cricket. There is no process. Process is over with India A. When you come into the Indian team, you're supposed to be an international cricketer and deliver the goods.
Right.
And you need to show intent. The captain needs to show intent to lead from the front.
Right.
So if the captain is not going to handle the bowlers well, if the captain is not going to get runs, he's short on confidence.
Correct.
His lack of confidence is showing us in his captaincy.
Correct.
His captaincy, the fast bowlers have done well under Arun.
Yes, Arun has been terrific.
They've done well under Arun, but they have a different bowling coach now. So what this coach is telling the bowlers, this might be different from what Arun told the bowlers.
Correct.
So now you're not even investing in the spinner who is likely to get you a wicket. You're going to the set of fast bowlers that did well under a different coach.
Correct.
So the whole thing is kind of confusing for me.
Right.
To be very honest, I'm telling the whole setup is kind of confusing. When Anil Kumble was the coach of the Indian team, you didn't have a bowling coach.
Correct.
If Rahul Dravid is the coach of the Indian team, why you need batting coach and why they're failing against spinners?
Right.
I tell you one simple thing. When they play in the nets, they play against our spinners. Okay? And they will be told, Ashwin and Akshar Patel and Kuldeep will be told not to over bowl so they're fresh for the match.
Correct.
They will play against some net bowlers who hardly have any quality. So when you don't play against quality spinners, even in the nets, how do you play in a test match?
Correct.
And even in our first class cricket, the standard of spin bowling has gone down. So what is the NCA doing in terms of producing spinners? Who is the spin bowling coach in the NCA? If you're being paid, you have to show results.
Absolutely.
If you don't show results, you're responsible.
Absolutely.
Evaluate what he's contributed. If he's made a contribution, who are the spinners that have come out? Who have been successful?
Yeah.
If he's not made a contribution, call him and ask him. He's answerable.
Correct.
You pick spinners and groom them. You pick captains and groom them. How to handle spinners.
Absolutely.
All this has to be done.
Yeah.
right from a very young age.
And sir, as you have just said that one-day cricket is actually the truncated form of Test match cricket.
Test match
nowadays.
cricket, yes.
And people are actually getting prepared for the white ball T20 stuff, and they're not understanding what is happening. And also the mention of the coach change from Arun to Maras Mamre. And now when you're thinking that there is more, focus on the bowlers being able to bat. And is it what is killing them?
At least you're calling them bowlers who can bat. Everybody is calling them all-rounders. Then how will you look at Kapil Dev? You will compare Shardul Thakur to a Kapil Dev. It is laughable. You will compare a Deepak Chahar to a Kapil Dev. People will laugh.
Right.
But people don't care about our generation cricketers.
Absolutely.
Because once in test matches somebody got a 50, or once in 20 matches somebody got a 50, it doesn't make him an all-rounder, boss.
Absolutely.
An all-rounder is one who can win the match only with his bowling ability, only with his batting ability, and only with his fielding ability also.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you two instances. The 1983 World Cup, Viv Richards' catch was the turning point in winning the match.
No doubt.
Kapil Dev took that catch. If not for Kapil Dev, nobody else would have taken that catch. And when we got all out for 125 in Sharjah and bowled out Pakistan for 87 and won that match, man of the match was Sunil Gavaskar for taking 4 catches. So catches win you matches. Those are the kind of all-rounders. People like Kapil Dev, not people like Deepak Chahar and Shardul Thakur. I mean, they can contribute maybe in a partnership, but calling them somebody who can bat or an all-rounder, no.
Right.
Not my lucky.
So do you think labeling them like this is actually killing what they can offer you?
Actually, yes, in a way, because they're expecting more out of themselves. If you put me in a Shardul Thakur's place and call me an all-rounder, so every time I go out to bat, I think, I have to make a contribution,
Yeah.
So there is pressure on me. I'm putting pressure on myself. When there is pressure from exterior sources, the crowd, the fans, the expectation of the people, and now the team has made a statement unnecessarily, I am putting myself under pressure apart from the exterior pressure.
Right.
So more the pressure, more stiff you become.
Correct.
When you become more stiff, you can't perform. Only when you relax, you can perform. Whether it's ball, bat or whatever, fielding. You have to be totally relaxed. So putting pressure unnecessarily on a player is not wanted at all.
Do you think we have to again get back to the system as it was initially, when you prepare players, you give them time, you see them how they're performing, and then make them match ready and get them into matches?
We definitely have a decent amount of medium pacers coming up.
Right.
But we definitely have to work on quality spinners. I mean, after Ashwin, who's going to play?
Right.
Jadeja is now not getting younger. Akshar Patel will be dangerous only on a turning track. And even in the last match against Bangladesh, we saw Ashwin not doing much. So when the wicket is flat or slow, see, it's a pity I have to make this statement that our spinners today, apart from Kuldeep, are dependent on the pitch to help them. If it's a square turner, then they will get wickets. They need the help from the pitch. If it's a flat pitch, they are unable to do anything on their own.
Right. And we have seen that in matches against South Africa and England in their own countries, where we lost defending a total in the 4th innings.
See, people think you have to be a big turner of the ball. If you're a big turner of the ball, you'll beat the bat by 2 feet. Okay? That will frighten the batsman.
Right.
If you're a big turner of the ball, it'll scare him, he'll be scared to step out, and it's much easier to bowl length.
Yeah.
But what gets you wickets is the ball that turns less.
It takes the edge.
So it takes the edge, not beat the batsman by 2 inches. Why was Anil Kumble so good?
Yeah.
Because he was never a big turner of the ball. He had a good flipper which went straight on. Even if he turned it only little, which got the inside edge or the outside edge.
Back pad and keeper.
Keeper. So when you're a big turner of the ball, you frighten the batsman. But when you turn less, you have more chances of getting wickets.
Right.
Especially with the new rules and the DRS and the front foot LBW and all that. You have more chances of getting wickets when you turn less and bowl stump to stump.
So you're so passionate about cricket, passionate about spin bowling. So do you think that you still have it in you to do something for NCA or India or the upcoming spinners to actually...
Well, I would love to be a spin bowling coach, but the question is, do they want me? That is the big question. If they want me, I'm very happy to be there. See, what I went through, I made my debut at the age of 17 on a flattest pitch in Antigua, St. John's, Antigua. That is the flattest pitch ever in the history of Test match cricket. Then finished, I last played a Test match when I was 21. Because I grew a few inches taller and nobody was able to rectify what I was doing wrong. But today I am in a position I can rectify.
Correct.
If somebody is doing something wrong when he's 5 feet and he's 5 feet 8 inches, I can rectify. I know what things need to be done.
Right.
So if you're looking at a level 3 certificate from me to go and coach the boys, I don't have one. But practically, if you want me to coach a boy, I can coach the boy and rectify the boy within a week and send him for a match again.
Right.
But it's up to the people concerned. If they want me, they can call me and ask for my services.
Right. The same passion is reflected in your commentary. You initially started with English and now you're doing both English and Tamil. So what do you enjoy the most, English or Tamil?
No, English was different. You go, going to the world feed.
Right.
You're obviously going to different parts of the world. But nothing like doing regional, because then you're catering to your own masses.
Correct. Correct.
See, I probably will work for another 2-3 years. Then I want to take it easy. Now, once my daughter gets married, I want to take time off. I want to play my golf. I want to go on holidays and stuff like that. So occasionally I might do commentary, but not regularly.
Right.
But towards the end of my commentary career, I'm very happy to cater to the Tamil masses.
Right.
And fortunately for me, they're very knowledgeable. Now, if you are going to make a fool of yourself, they know. But if you do talk proper cricket, they will appreciate also.
Right. Right. And as you said, it's catering to your own masses and who are knowledgeable. And there's a connect also. There
is a connect.
that
See,
is right
people
to
in India, wherever they are from, they are very passionate. Very, very passionate about our cricket team. They don't give the other sport so much of importance. But to our cricket team, they give lives. So we have to, as former cricketers, as current cricketers, they have more responsibility to make the people happy.
Right.
What do people want? For India to win. So you're getting everything in the world. All you need to do is put in the hard work, put in the commitment, and don't laugh when you lose. Sometimes
Right.
people laugh when they lose. That looks disgusting.
Right.
That hurts people. When you lose, show that you're hurt. Go and work hard and make people happy by winning. That's the only thing.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this
No problem.
time. And it was a lot of passion, a lot of knowledge coming in. And I'm fortunate to actually be there as one of the commentators in what we are doing for this series. And thank you so much once again, sir. Thank you.
No problem.